Welcome into historic Holman Stadium here in Nashua, New Hampshire for Game 3 of Futures League 3-game set on NESN. The Nashua Silver Knights take on the North Shore Navigators here in Nashua. I'm Dom Carr, joined alongside Dan Byford. And Dan, big game here. Some may say they're saving for the best for last in the Futures League.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a great game to have on this bigger spotlight here tonight. The Navigators as well as the Silver Knights are just loaded with talent. Good pitching, good hitting. It's going to be a treat tonight.
For the North Shore Navigators, 2018 top pro prospect returns. It's Sal Frelick.
Sal Frelick has been tremendous when he's been in the lineup this year. He's hitting over 400 on the year. Beyond that, he's walking more than he strikes out. He's able to steal a bag now and again, and he's got some pop too. Watch out for him up there. He's got 1 home run on the season.
And on the other side for the Nashua Silver Knights, 2019 College World Series champion, it's Dominic Keegan.
Dominic Keegan was part of an absolutely loaded Vanderbilt team that ended up national champions in 19. And, you know, you can really tell what Tim Corbin saw in him. He's a big power bat, been playing more first base than his natural catcher position this year, and maybe that's kept him a little lighter on his feet. He's been able to hit for power, for average, and drive in runs. He's been a huge driving force in the Silver Knights offense.
A game loaded with MLB prospects. The North Shore Navigators take on the Nashua Silver Knights. First pitch up next. Futures League action, as you can see about the Futures League. First season was in 2011, 6 teams in New England. 2020 regular season has lasted from July 2nd. We'll go to August 19th. The top 2 teams right now, the Worcester Bravehearts and Nashua Silver Knights, will play in a best-of-3 series to crown the FCBL champion. And after 10 innings, we mentioned games are decided by that home run derby. And as well, you're going to see a lot of local kids here today. At least 50% of the players on each team's roster must be from New England or attend college in New England.
And both of the guys we highlighted pregame were local guys.
Dominic Keegan, although attending Vanderbilt, is from Massachusetts, as well as Sal Frelick. Back here in Nashua for Game 3 of the 3-game set. The Silver Knights will come to bat, and here's their starting lineups.
Troy Schreffler Jr. leads things off, plays center field. Nick Shumsky, the shortstop, bats second. Jared Dupree in right field will bat in the number 3 spot. Dominic Keegan, the first baseman tonight, bats cleanup. John Meade, the DH, will bat 5th. Dylan Jones is the catcher. He bats 6th. Ben Rounds in left field. Batting 7th, Max Vieira, the second baseman, in the 8th spot. And Nate Cormier rounds things out in the number 9 hole.
Schreffler Jr. leading off. And on the mound, Cedric Gillette out of Merrimack as he steps off. And a very quick timeout call. Doesn't seem like O'Halloran and Gillette are on the right page, but as you see, Cedric Gillette right there. Good numbers with the Navigators so far this season.
Gillette has been great. You know, can't complain about an ERA in the low 3s, and he's done a good job putting his team in a good spot to win.
He'll lead off against Troy Schreffler Jr. That ball hammered into the gap. Doesn't have enough power. It'll at least hop off the wall. Schreffler easily into second base. He's going to try for 3. The throw is cut off, and it will get past the third baseman.
Unreal contact from Troy Schreffler Jr. That thing was extra bases. We all knew it just from the sound. It had a good trajectory. It looked like he ran into his first long ball of the year, but instead of trotting his way around the bases, he decides he's going to sprint for 3. Maybe even could have had 4 after he got away from the third baseman on his slide, but probably smart to hold off with nobody out yet. Nice way to start the inning.
A hustle play by Schreffler Jr. right there, and as you can hear, the fans getting into it. There are fans in the stands. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire. They are allowing fans at a 25% capacity here in the Futures League.
It's so nice to be able to see people come here to Holman Stadium night in, night out. Gives some semblance of normalcy here to see guys in the stands.
Brings up Nick Shumsky, 264 on the year, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. Check swing doesn't go, runs the count to 2-0. You saw it with the first game of this 3-game series in Connecticut, in New Britain. to be exact, with fans. And now in Nashua, New Hampshire as well. That ball grounded to the shortstop, Freelick. He'll allow the run to score, but throw on to first. First out, first run for Nashua. They strike early.
Solid job not trying to do too much from Nick Shumsky. Just hits it on the ground to his counterpart here tonight, Freelick, and that brings in the run. Infield was not in.
Jared Dupree steps in out of Northeastern. Dupree, one of the better hitters in the FCBL, a returning member. He was an all-star last year in 2019. First pitch fouled back.
A little bit late on that one.
Dupree this season started every game for Northeastern, and in that time period had a 13-game hitting streak. .333 on the year this season for the Futures League.
Got off to a real strong start here in the Futures League season, but as of late, struggling a little bit.
That ball hammered the other way, but it'll go foul. Dupree seems to just be a little late on these fastballs by Gillette.
Yeah, he's a guy you don't want to let get out in front of stuff. His pull power is special. We've seen him send things out to right field on the season several times on the FCBL broadcast network.
Swung on and missed. Strike three. Gillette blows a fastball right by Dupree, and there's two down. So for the defense for the North Shore Navigators, infield, Cody Morissette going to be at third base, Sal Freelick at short, Jake McElroy at second, Logan Bravo at first. Outfield left to right, Cam Climo, Tommy Seidel, and Ben Malgiri. In right, catching is Shane O'Halloran. Brings up Dominic Keegan, our spotlight player for the Silver Knights rather. First pitch misses for ball one.
Keegan ahead in the count here. He's a very patient hitter. Willing to take the walk if it comes to that.
Keegan second in the league, 8 home runs. Only trails Worcester's Ben Rice. He's been a dominant force in the Futures League this season. .20 misses again. You got to be careful with Keegan, and he has that power. And something that we've mentioned that's unique about the Futures League, after 10 innings, if the game is still tied, they have a home run derby to break that tie. Keegan participated in that earlier in the season against these same Navigators and won that home run derby 13-3.
He hit some of them real deep in that home run derby. Put on a show.
3-1. That misses for ball four. Keegan's on with 2 outs.
And Dominic Keegan isn't a guy that's going to fall into the trap of swinging at something just because he sees it upstairs with a 3-1 count. He wants to lift the ball, but even when he does take those big 3-1 type of cuts, you can't even tell. His home run balls look effortless.
Brings up John Mead, DH out of Franklin Pierce. First pitch he sees misses down low for ball one. Mead, 41 starts for 2019 for Franklin Pierce. Became a consistent member of that everyday lineup this year. .356 on the year, 3 homers, 15 runs batted in. That ball fouled right back.
When the 3, 4, and 5 spots of the Silver Knight lineup are these three, Dupree, Dominic Keegan, and John Mead, it's a real tough test for a pitcher when the first inning gets extended like this.
That one misses up high, and it doesn't get much easier. On deck, you have Dylan Jones. He was an all-star in 2019 for the Futures League, an above 300 hitter last season. That one just misses up high, goes to 3-1. A little bit of a control issue early for Gillette.
And these are not hitters you want to be falling behind. He's got to try to make a competitive pitch here because you don't want to walk him, but you don't want to give him a meatball either.
3-1 chopped high to first base. Bravo will field it in foul territory. Easier play from Bravo than most as he stands at 6'5" over there at first base.
He's a big guy, able to reach up for that one.
It'll be 3-2 to John Mead. Keegan off on the pitch. Oh, that one by his head. Look out, ball 4.
And gotta look to try to settle down here if you're Gillette, because, well, you would think the 6, 7, 8, 9 that you have coming up in the lineup might provide an easier task. These guys, Dylan Jones, Ben Rounds, Max Vieira, they're very patient hitters, and they've been hot of late.
John Meade, good reaction time right there. Had to duck out of that one. Now first and second with 2 outs brings up the returning Silver Knight, Dylan Jones. Jones out of Franklin Pierce, 324 in the year, 2 homers, 16 RBIs. First pitch he sees, lifted into center field, not very deep. It'll be Seidel under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Damage limited, only 1 run for the Knights, but they strike first. We're through 1 here in Nashua. 1-0, Knights lead.
Many players featured in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. These games on NESN are in front of some of the biggest audiences that they've ever performed in front of. For Navigators starting pitcher Cedric Gillette, this will be the 2nd time that he will be featured on NESN. Back in 2011, Gillette was a part of the Andover Little League team that made it to the New England Championship against Cumberland, Rhode Island. Gillette was named most valuable player in the game prior against New Hampshire after striking out 9 batters within 5 innings. I had the chance to speak to Gillette before this afternoon start, and he said that whether he is performing in front of 10 fans or 10,000, he just goes out there and wants to get the win. Back to you guys in the booth.
You see Cedric Gillette right there. He's a member of that Little League team that advanced into the regionals. Familiar face on NESN. First pitch fastball, big swing right there by Ben Rounds for strike 1.
And he did a good job in the first inning, despite allowing a couple of base runners on walks and a triple, of minimizing the damage.
That ball grounded to the second baseman. McElroy took a weird hop right there, but he was able to field it for out number 1.
Yeah, we've seen some Baltimore chop style ground balls here on this Holman Stadium infield. Not sure what it is, but there are some high choppers here.
And you know, especially in the 2020 season where you have 3-4 months off, it takes a while to get back into the groove of things. Definitely doesn't help when you're getting some hops like that, but a good play by McElroy for out number 1. Brings up Max Vieira, incoming freshman at UConn. First pitch in there for strike 1. Correction, Northeastern. That one fouled back. That's one thing that's interesting about the Futures League, is that they allow these incoming freshmen to participate in the league. And Vieira, the numbers 344, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. You can tell he belongs in this Futures League.
Oh, he definitely does. He's great at putting bat on ball. Doesn't strike out very much at all.
The 0-2 to Vieira, swung on and missed, strike 3. And as you say, this is a broadcaster's jinx right there.
My bad, Max. I'm sorry.
Third baseman from Nichols College, number 44,
Gillette just blew a fastball right by him. And you know, Vieira, as mentioned, doesn't really do that a lot, but speaks to the pitching of this game with the Gillette-Young battle.
Yeah, and he can have himself a nice 1-2-3 right here. Just has to deal with Nate Cormier now.
First pitch to Cormier, misses up high for ball 1. Cormier for the Silver Knights, only at 100 this year, although he just recently joined the Silver Knights.
Already he's made some nice plays in the field. The bat is a little bit behind right now.
Out of Nichols College, the 2-0. That one hit right through the shortstop and third baseman into left field for a base hit. A 2-out single for Cormier. Maybe that could jumpstart something for him.
Great job right there. Sitting back, has a favorable count, goes right with an inside pitch, gets around it, and flips things over for Troy Schreffler Jr., who also smoked a baseball his first time.
And Cormier, a familiar face for the Silver Knights, as he was a member of the 2018 team. Brings up Schreffler Jr. Led off with a triple for the Silver Knights in the bottom of the first. Came around to score. Despite that leadoff run, Gillette has calmed down and has made things work as that one's fouled back.
Yeah, he was right on that pitch.
Schreffler, the center fielder in today's action. 1-1, 2 outs. Curveball misses way up high for ball 2.
Another hitter's count here after Gillette got ahead and didn't look back on the first 2 guys in the inning.
That one hammered into right field, but it looks like an atom ball. Mel Jerry will have to take a couple steps in, but he will make the catch for out number 3. Gillette gives up a hit, but nothing more. We go to the third here in Nashua. 1-0, Knights lead on NESN. Kelly Automotive, we make it easy. That's the Kelly way. 11 brands in 7 locations in Massachusetts, recognized as one of the top 100 dealers in the United States and the best place to work by the Automotive Group and Boston Globe. That's Kelly Automotive. We are back. Don Picaro joined alongside Mike Glavin. You're back for another half inning. Good to have you in the booth.
Love it. A quick half inning where I get a chance to see Jared hit here this inning, so that's good.
So with that, one of the players I wanted to talk about is Max Vieira. You know, he's one of these guys that comes in high school, hasn't really even played a game yet, and now he's in the Futures League. One thing that's specific about the Futures League is letting these guys play that are in high school. How important is that to let your guys get college-level competition before even playing a game?
Yeah, what a great opportunity. We're really excited to have Max coming in this fall. He's having a great summer, but I think you nailed it. You know, one of the only leagues that allows incoming freshmen to play, and what an experience for Max to play against other college players, to be on a team with guys that he'll be playing with at Northeastern, and Jared and Brandon Dufall and Eddie Jarvis. So just a great opportunity for him and incoming freshmen in general, and really lucky to have him here in Nashua and playing a lot.
That one skied out to shallow center field. It'll be the center fielder Seidel that will take over and make the catch. And you know, you've had a lot of guys that have just been successful in the program, but one thing that's been really a story for the Futures League, someone you know, like Aaron Savali, as Jared Dupree steps in, another talented Northeastern product. But Aaron Savali in the Cleveland rotation right now, you know, what is that like, kind of seeing your players thrive first in the Futures League and then all the way to the major leagues?
Yeah, I think it's an important part of their development, right? And you know, Aaron had a big win last night for the Indians, and just a successful career for us. Awesome. But he had a great summer here in the Futures League. Sean Mellon had a great summer here and developed, and a draft pick for the Dodgers. Guys like Charlie McConnell, Max Burt, Jake Farrell, a lot of our drafted players, almost all of them played in the Futures Leagues at some point. So the development portion of the summer and what the Futures does for our players is just tremendous.
And speaking of that development, last year had a great season with Nashua. Comes in, was hitting the cover off the ball with you before the 2020 season got shortened. How important is it to have, you know, a Futures or a league where, you know, the competition kind of stays the same, so they're able to continue their hot hitting going into their college season?
Yeah, this is great for someone like Jared that was off to a great start for us to be able to play this summer, and has all the tools. Tough kid, you know. It's great to see him out here, and a guy like Malgeri that's coming in for us this fall. Get to see him. Ryan Cervone's over there in the Navs dugout as well. So, but Jared's a tremendous player. He's got a lot of talent. Tough kid, multi-sport athlete, local kid, and really happy for him to be here this summer.
It is Jared Dupree with a 1-2 count. Gillette. Dupree takes that one right back up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Freelick. The throw is wide of the bag, and Dupree in there safely. And with a lot of these guys, you know, it's not the first time that these returners are on NESN. You have that, you know, the couple spring training games with the Red Sox. And what is that like, you know, whether it's the Beanpot tournament or just in general those spring training games with the Red Sox? How does that prepare, you know, giving these guys a stage where they can showcase their talents?
Yeah, what a great opportunity to be on NESN. It's great for our players, great for the league. You know, Joe Palucci now takes over as commissioner of the league. He's done a tremendous job of continuing Chris Hall's leadership. But Joe's, you know, able to have these games on NESN. It's great for the players, great for the league, great exposure. It's just so many positives to be able to play in an atmosphere like this, play under a little bit of pressure being on TV, and you know, just really excited for everything that the Futures League has done and continues to grow. And summer development is huge, you know, for us college programs. You know, guys coming in, being able to get more innings and more at-bats is just a great opportunity for them.
That's Mike Glavin, Northeastern Huskies head coach. Mike, thanks for taking the time out to come speak with us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It is Dominic Keegan now stepping in. First baseman out of Vanderbilt. 2-1 count. You saw Jared Dupree, one of Mike's players, at first base, reached on, I believe it was an error. Keegan lines that one, and Freelick misplayed it. It was a tough hop, and he had to go on the dive. And it looks like that's going to go as a hit.
Great bid over there at shortstop, but he just absolutely tore the cover off that ball. Lucky to even keep it in the infield. Might have headed for the alley and into the Serve Pro sign if it didn't.
That ball was absolutely ripped, and Freelick made an attempt at it, but just a tough play right there, and Silver Knights threatening in the third. Brings up John Meade for the second time tonight out of Franklin Pierce. First pitch he sees, outside fastball for strike one.
Really dotted that corner, trying to get him to roll over on something, and potential 4.63 maybe.
356 on the season, 3 homers, 15 RBIs, walked in his first plate appearance. 1 out, runners on first and second, Dupree on second, Keegan on first. And Gillette again just painting the corner right there for strike 2.
That's a real hard one to get to as a pull-hitting lefty up there. Meade is capable of sending it the other way, and he'll have to shorten up here and maybe even have to do that. We'll see if he gets 3 in a row.
Gillette ahead in the count, 0-2. See if he can put Meade away. High fastball misses, Meade doesn't chase.
Good job laying off that thing. It looks awfully tempting coming in when it's something you can get loft off of.
Nashua in their home whites, Navs in their away grays. 1-2. Just misses up high. Looked to be a little bit higher than the letters for ball 2.
Really tough take, but hey, it's even now.
Gillette so far 2 1/3, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 2 Ks. A double play will get him out of this inning. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Meade goes down swinging. A big strikeout for Gillette as there's 2 away.
Great job there. He had him on the outside corner the entire time, busts him in on the last pitch, and he's not prepared for the high challenge fastball inside. A little bit behind it, and now he can get in and out any way he wants.
And despite with there only being about a week left in the regular season, there still hasn't been much of scouting reports on these other teams due to the fact that their college seasons were ultimately canceled. But that's just typical baseball work right there, inside, outside. And eventually gets Meade swinging. Dylan Jones rips that one to the left field. Coming in is Climo. He will make the catch. Hard hit off the bat, but Climo ranges to make the play. Through 3 here on NESN, the Silver Knights with a 1-0 lead over the Navigators. Welcome back here on NESN. Don Picaro joined alongside Dan Byford. The North Shore Navigators down 1-0, but they are one of spotlighted here in the Futures League action. They were founded in Middletown, Connecticut in 1994, moved to Lynn from Holyoke, Mass in 2008, joined the Futures League in 2012, one of 5 teams to join that year. Navy and burnt orange are the colors they play in historic Frazier Field, and their manager Bob Macaluso, former head coach at Cal State Bakersfield and Muhlenberg. And when they were in the NECBL, they were 4-time champs last 2010. Ben Rounds to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning, 232, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. A lot of power out of this Nashua team. Cedric Gillette on for his 4th inning of work. First pitch in there for strike 1.
And it all comes from getting in counts you feel comfortable in, and then you can take the big cuts.
That one chopped to second base. it'll be McElroy who will throw on to first for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the second baseman from
Yeah, just got a little bit out in front of it, ended up on top of the off spin. Pretty easy play over at second base. Might have been a little tougher if he went the other way with it. Browns can move pretty well, and it's a longer throw, obviously, from shortstop. But as it is, he's the first out of the inning, and Gillette is also on a roll now.
Brings up Max Vieira. First pitch to him, misses for ball one. Someone that Mike Glavin mentioned earlier in this game when we had him in the booth. He was so excited to have Vieira on this Northeastern roster for the 2021 season. So that ball grounded to Freelick over there at short. He'll field it on the hop. Throw to first for the second out of the inning.
Now batting the third baseman from Nichols College.
Just a good job over there at shortstop. Have to be aggressive with a runner that moves like that on the base paths, and Freelick just does a good job to reel it in on the run and throw across the diamond.
Now, although this game is far from over, the winning pitchers that we've had so far in this three-game set have been very impressive. That first game, it was Nick Domkowski with the win. He was a Cape League All-Star last season. And in the last game we did last Saturday with Brockton and Worcester, it was Nick Sinicola as that ball flared into right field. Ben Malgieri will call off. McElroy will make the catch for out number 3. Another quick inning here in Nashua. Through 4, 1-0. Knights have the lead on NESN.
And these are immensely talented athletes.
McElroy hits that one the other way. Dupree will give it chase. He will not get it. That'll drop down off the fence. Dupree's going to throw to the cutoff man. Here comes a run to score. It's going to be close. And the Navigators get on the board.
Sal Freelick and Cody Morissette of the North Shore Navigators have been teammates for 2 seasons at Boston College, and they are 2 of the top prospects in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. Freelick was ranked 18th overall in the 2021 MLB draft according to MLB.com, while teammate Morissette, a 2-time All-American at Boston College, was ranked 19th overall according to Baseball America. Both Freelick and Morissette look to be a part of Navs history as the highest draft picks, while old teammate Dan Metzdorf holds the current record as being drafted 140th overall in the 2019 MLB draft. Back to you guys in the booth.
That left side of the infield for the North Shore Navigators, really something to watch for. Cody Morissette at third and Sal Freelick at short. Both possible first-round draft picks in the 2021 draft, and some of the best talent that the Navs have had in a while. And they've had some pretty good talent as Troy Schreffler steps in. 1 for 2 with a triple and a flyout. First pitch from Gillette misses for ball 1.
Yeah, funnily enough, not to keep hammering home this point of the players we highlighted pregame, but Dominic Keegan used to be a North Shore Navigator.
That one skied up. Will it stay in play? The catcher O'Halloran giving chase, but it will get out. And a nice catch right there made by a fan. You don't see that much, especially this year, but hey, 25% capacity, that means you're about 75% more likely to get a foul ball.
Yeah, that's something that a cardboard cutout cannot do.
Something that's unique about the Futures League this year is the fans in the stands, social distancing still in effect, 25% capacity. And you look around the ballpark, you see the taped off seats. Only certain sections are open here at the ballpark. Schreffler hits that one into right field. Should be an easy play for Malgieri, who camps under it, and he will make the catch.
Now batting the shortstop from Merrimack College, number 18, Nick Shumsky.
You see the Silver Knights profile right there as we just had owner John Creedon Jr. on. They were the inaugural FCBL franchise in 2011. Red, black, and silver are their colors. They play right here in Holman Stadium. 4-time Futures League champs, 2011, 2012, 16, and 17. And their manager, Kyle Jackson, was a former Silver Knights pitching coach. Now the head coach, as Shumsky steps in there for strike 1. Nashua tied with the Worcester Bravehearts for most Futures League championships with 4. The 0-1 misses for ball 1.
Certainly not a bad total considering the relative youngness of this league.
And oddly enough, The Bravehearts and the Silver Knights right now set to meet in that championship series, barring a comeback from the Navigators, who currently sit in 4th place, or the Brockton Rocks, who sit at 3rd. 1-2 now to Nick Shumsky, was a Rawlings Gold Glove Award winner in 2019. He hits that one to left center field. Both Seidel and Climo going back. It'll be Seidel who makes a catch for out number 2.
Now batting the
See the
right
Futures
fielder
League
from
standings right there. The Worcester
University,
Bravehearts sit at 1st place at 21-13. The Silver Knights holding on to that 2nd spot at 20-15. Brockton 2 games behind them. So this is a big win for a big game for the Silver Knights to win. The Navigators 5 games behind, still mathematically in play. And the top 2 teams advance to a best-of-3 championship series. That will start on Thursday. Jared Dupree steps in. He'll take strike 1.
And the Silver Knights really want to make sure to wake up the bats here, getting a good performance from Young, but only the 1 run on the board.
The 0-1 misses for ball 1. Silver Knights win today would be big, as if they lose and Brockton wins, the difference is 1 game in the standings with 4 to go. As Dupree, big swing right there for strike 2.
Would be the 4th in a row for Nashua.
See Nick Shumsky, who was just retired. He was in the Futures League last year with Brockton, now with the Silver Knights. And a big swing and a miss right there for strike 3. Gillette gets Dupree with the fastball. We're through 5 here in Nashua. We're tied at 1. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Runner goes on the pitch. It's a hit and run, and a good one at that. That ball flying out to left field. It's gone. A 3-run missile by Climo right there, and the Navigators take a 4-1 lead with the win. The Navigators inch closer to the playoff picture, although Nashua still has the 2nd spot in the playoffs. On behalf of my broadcast partners, Daniel Byford, Emma Carmen, Matt Satilli, and our entire Pat Network crew, I'm Don Picaro. Once again, the final score, 4-3, the Navigators defeat the Nashua Silver Knights. Good night from Nashua.